Hello, I'm Nurse Practitioner Abby here at Integrative Medical of Rockford, here with your Integrative Chat. As I said and promised from the last chat, this time we're going to talk about menopause. But last time we talked about how you can prepare for menopause during the reproductive years. Today, I'm going to address those ladies who are currently experiencing menopause. But first, let's start with the definition. The definition of menopause is when a woman no longer has a period for a time of 12 months. So no menstrual cycle for 12 months. That lady is considered to be in menopause. So here at Integrative Medical, as always, I like to take more of a whole person or integrative approach to treating conditions, including menopause. One of the first things you want to do is to make sure that the gut is healthy. When hormones start to fluctuate during that menopause period, we also have disturbances in the gut. And so you want to make sure that your body's making enough hydrochloric acid to digest foods well. You also want to make sure that you have enough nutrients that are going to give the gut what it needs, such as glutamine and things like that. So digestive health is key. You also want to support the gallbladder by bile salts. And along with the gallbladder, you want to support the liver. And here's why. The liver, one of the jobs of the liver is actually to metabolize or break down estrogen. So as your body is producing estrogen from those adrenals, it needs to be broken down and be used. So the liver support is very important. We do that mainly in two ways. A high fiber diet helps with the liver, and a great liver detox is also very helpful. The other thing you want to do, and I talked about this last week, is really support that stress HPA axis. As I said before, once you go through menopause, the ovaries aren't the primary organs anymore of making your estrogen. That's coming from the adrenals. So they need to be supported as you go through this as well. You also want to regulate your blood sugar. As again, when your hormones start to shift, your blood sugar tends to go up. So you want to make sure that you're eating a healthy diet with good carbs, good fats, that you're allowing time in between your meals. If you want to add a supplement, chromium is really good for blood sugar regulation as well. And we also want to get good fatty acids in, and we want to check for insulin resistance. Very often when you go through menopause, it's harder to get the weight off because you develop insulin resistance. So that's one of the things we also want to look into. Exercise is key, as always. It's going to reduce fat gain. It's going to increase heart health. It's good for some of those cancers, preventing cancers that might come up during the menopausal period. So you also want to be doing that. So those are kind of the key things. I call them the foundation of addressing menopause. And then once we're addressing that, I also start addressing some of the symptoms. And I like to do it using supplements. Now, ladies, I would highly recommend that you do not start a supplement to help you with your hormones unless you're seeing a practitioner who knows what they're doing. And again, I want to always tell you why you want to do this, because there could be some contraindications to some of the supplements. Not every supplement might be good for your condition, depending on your history and your family history. So I'm going to go ahead and I will give some supplement recommendations. But again, this is just for general knowledge. I really want you to talk to someone who knows how the supplements work in the body. Again, every supplement works similar to a drug in order to make changes in the body. So let's start with some of the symptoms women tend to have during menopause. Hot flashes. This is probably number one that I encounter in the office. Wild yam is wonderful for hot flashes because it binds to some of those estrogen receptors in the brain. So wild yam would be a good one. And then we have low mood or depression. I think when many women go through that, they go through menopause, they experience it, but they don't really realize what's going on. So the brain is very important. For that, we go back to the gut. We also look at something called black cohosh, which is really good for your mood. And then memory concerns. Some women come in and they say, I just can't remember much of anything. Well, I approach that by stabilizing the blood sugars. We talked about that earlier, but omega-3s and wheat germ oil are very good for the brain. And then decrease libido. I like wild yam for that as well. And then a good collagen complex. So in a nutshell, that is the protocol to help you get through menopause. Again, we don't just want to mask the symptoms. I want to make sure that your body is doing what it's created to do. If you have any questions about menopause or anything else, feel free to call the office at 779-423-2044. I am Nurse Practitioner Abby, and that was your integrative chat. Join me at our next chat, or better yet, in the office. Have an amazing day.